Hello, this is Victor. I'm continuing with the review on the Astra Militarum Codex, and this time I will talk about the troops and the dedicated transport, and I will start talking about the infantry platoon, and about the the units that are composing the infantry platoon. So the infantry platoon is very similar to previous codex. So for the ones that are not familiar, infantry platoon is composed of different squads. Normally you need to choose one platoon common squad. Then you need from 2 to 5 infantry squads, 0 to 5 heavy weapon squads. This is different. This time is 0 to 3 special weapons squad and 0 to 1 conscripts. And if we start talking about the platoon common squad, it's very similar to previous codex. So we have the it's costing 30 points, and it's composed of a platoon commander and 4 guardsmen. The platoon commander can have choose from the melee weapons and the ranged weapons. Ranged weapons are mainly ball pistol and plasma pistol. Melee weapons is the power weapon and the power fist. And the platoon commander can take melta bombs, and any guardsman can substitute the last gun with last pistol. I'm pretty sure this is new in that codex. And then you can carry a boxcaster. You can replace his one guardsman can replace the last gun by a heavy flamer. You can add a platoon standard bearer. This is new. You can select one guardsman and carry the medic pack, giving film paint to the unit. You can substitute 2 guardsmen by a heavy weapon team, and then you must take a heavy weapon, of course. Or and any guardsman that doesn't have any of the previous upgrades can take special weapons. A guardsman only can take one upgrade, so if you put a boxcaster, cannot take a special weapon. This is important to take into account. And then the entire squad can take crack grenades 1 point per model, and they can choose Chimera or Taurux as a transport. So it's very similar. Taurux is a new choice, and the Medipack is a new choice. Then we go to the infantry squad, and the infantry squad is 50 points for 10 guardsmen. It's the same as before. Sergeant can take ranged weapons, so ball pistol, plasma pistol. The sergeant can take a close combat weapon, can substitute the close combat weapon by a power shot by 15 points. This is more expensive than before. Can take melta bombs. Then you can add a boxcaster in the unit. You can add a heavy team in the unit, or you can add a special weapon in the unit. All the unit can take crack grenades for 1 point per model, so means 10 points more if you want crack grenades. And they can choose to have a transport as a Chimera or our Taurux. So this is exactly the same as before. Now we go to the heavy weapons squad. Now it's costing 45 points, but if you add the mortar, as was obligatory before, what is 60 points. So it's exactly the same cost. Since some heavy weapons have changed a little bit, and other are a little bit less. The big difference is that now they can take flak missiles as part of the missile launcher. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think there is any constraint. No, there is not any restriction. But if you take flag missiles, is 15 points for the missile launcher plus 10 for the flag missiles is 25 points. So if you multiply this by 3, it's on 75 points. So you go to 3 heavy weapons and they will cost 120 points. I think it's too much for heavy weapons, and they're very easy to kill. The next is the special weapons squad, same as before, 30 points. I think it's 5 points below the cost of the previous codex, and they can take special weapons from the list. Another difference is now the sniper rifle is only costing 2 points. If I'm not wrong, yeah, sniper rifle is 2 points, and the other weapons are costing more or less the same. And the last unit is the conscripts. Also, they are costing only 3 points by conscript, so the unit is costing 60 points minimum, and is composed by 20 conscripts. And the only upgrade is that you can take additional 30 up to additional 30 conscripts by 3 points per model. So you can put 50 conscripts by 150 points. So this is all for the infantry platoon, and now let's talk about the veteran unit. Before going to veterans, I wanted to remark that in previous codex we have two special characters that can be used as commander of the infantry platoon, was the Commander Chenkov and the Captain Al-Rahim. These upgrades are not anymore available. So they are not special characters for the commander squad of the platoon. And now let's talk about the veterans. So veterans are the next choice in troops. They are cheaper than in previous codex, 60 points for 10 veterans. The difference is that they have ballistic skill 4, the rest is the same as any other guardsman. And they are equipped with last gun and last pistol for the sergeant. And the sergeant also have close combat weapons. The sergeant can take melee and ranged weapons, so can take power fist and power weapon as in previous codex, and can take bolt pistol or plasma pistol. Any veteran can replace the last gun by a shotgun. This is the same and it's for free. You can add a box caster. One veteran may replace his last gun with a heavy flamer. Two other veterans may form a heavy weapon team, and then they must take a heavy weapon. Up to 2 or 3, if you didn't take the heavy flamer, can take special weapons from the list. They can take Chimera or Taurux as a dedicated transport. The whole squad can have quack grenades by 10 points. And here we still keep the doctrines as in previous codex. We have grenadiers that give Caparas armor by 15 points, so it's quite cheap compared to previous codex. Then you have forward sentries. The squad has camo gear and snare mines. This means that they have +1 to cover safe, and the snare mines are making that all assault against the veterans are disordered charge. And then they can take demolition for 30 points. By the way, forward sentries is 10 points. I think it's quite cheap to add +1 to cover saves to all the unit just by 10 points. And the last doctrine is demolition. The entire squad have melta bombs, and one veteran carries the demolition charge. So, and this is costing 30 points. Take into account that the demolition charge costs 20 points, so the melta bombs are quite cheaper in that upgrade. And then you have Sergio Harker as a upgrade for the unit. It's costing 55 points. Sergio Harker is equipped with flak armor, close combat weapon, frag grenades, crack grenades, have the Hellriums of Conquest of the Payback, and have Rareless. And then if we check what is the equipment, and we check in the codex, okay, just 1 minute. Here we have, so no, this is not the one I want to find, apologies. Here it is. So Sergeant Harker has Redness, and then is equipped with the Payback, that is a heavy bolter but is rending. So it's a rending heavy bolter. So it's quite a nice feature with a redless guy. So I think it's quite good, but have not outflank anymore. So you have to deploy him following the normal deployment. And that's all the entries for troops. So we don't have any more the penal squad. So no big changes here on the troops. I think we still have the two main choices that have been used most in the game. So you use your platoon with some heavy weapons or special weapons to give support, or we keep using the veterans. So it's and no big difference there. Also, another thing that we have dropped is the other sergeant. So what's the name? Sergeant Baston is not anymore in as we wait for the veterans neither. So that's all for the troops. No big changes. I think these are not here. There is not change on big changes on the codex, and we can go to dedicated transports. And in dedicated transport, now we have three options. We have the Chimera, we have the Taurux, and we have the Taurux Prime. So the Chimera, same as before, I think it's slightly more expensive, 65 points. If I compare to previous codex, it was 55 points, yeah, 10 points more expensive. Same rules, is equipped with the multi-laser and the heavy bolter. I don't know if previously you have the both from, yeah, it's the same type of equipment. Can take items from the Astra Militarum equipment. Can replace the heavy bolter by a heavy flammer for free. Can replace the multi-laser for a heavy flammer or heavy bolter for free as well. So, and then you have the typical upgrades for vehicles, and that's all. Then we have the Taurux. Taurux is the new vehicle, the one that is looking like a truck with double groups of tracks, one on front and another on back. Taurux have armor 11 and then 10-10. So it's almost a Rhino. It's even less armor than a Rhino, and it's costing 50 points. And for 50 points, you have a twin link autocannon. So it's like a Razorback with a little bit more capacity and can repeat the dangerous terrain checks. I'm not very fan of this vehicle. I think I still prefer the Chimera, but it's a very cheap option. So 50 points, if you want a cheap vehicle, it's like having a Razorback for your units. And the next one is a Taurux Prime, and this is the transport. I think this is the only option transport for the Tempestus Platoon, the Militarum Tempestus Platoon. And it's costing 80 points. The ballistic skill is 4, and then have armor 11, 10, 10, and 3 hull points. And is equipped with the Taurux battle cannon. That is I think it's a blast, a strength 7, AP4, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's blast, a strength 7, AP4, and then have the twin link hot shock volley gun. It's a salvo 2-4 that have the same as a shock, the same profile as a shotgun, strength 3, strength 3, AP3, or strength 4, AP. Let me check just very fast. So it's the hot shot volley gun. Yeah, it's +1 to strength, strength 4, AP3. So it's quite good against Marines. And then if you want, you can replace the Taurux battle cannon by a twin link Gatling cannon. It's a small version of the Gatling cannon of the Lemon Ruse, and its strength. Let me check. Taurus Gatling cannon is a strength 4, heavy 10. Or you can have the Taurus missile launcher that is 2 twin link missile launchers with the same options. Cannot use flak missiles. Also can change the hotshot volley gun by a twin link autocannon. So you increase the strength and you decrease the AP. And that's all for the dedicated transports. I think the new transports, I'm not sure how to see them because the armor 11, 10, 10 are not very good. I'm not a big fan of you spending a lot of points on that unless you start spamming. And then if you want to spam, I would recommend to spam just the Taurux. I think it makes no sense to have a lot of weapons in a vehicle that is made of paper and is very easy to destroy. The Chimera is still a good option, but it's 10 points more expensive than before. So that's all for dedicated transport, and that's all for this video. Next video will call it, I will cover the elites, and I will continue with the cover of this book in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.